Okay, hey guys, this is Mathew Lighty. I'm awake from the end of day 2, so we're just going to do a brief overview of where we're at, if anything has changed, and just do a little demo, I guess. So, we're level 90. I got to 90 pretty quickly, and then just kind of, once I finished a lot of my basic Atlas stuff, we're at 101. I'm starting to do, like, magic find stuff and non-leveling activities, so I'm just not going to be leveling too much for a little bit. But I want to showcase a 16. I've done a couple Guardians and stuff, so that's been done handily. And as far as my gear upgrades, I'm just trying to get better rares. No Wrathpith yet, no Callum's Heart yet, so that's annoying, but it is what it is. Just have to work through that, I got Unnerve on my gloves, which is cool, and just getting better rares wherever I can. I've incorporated Righteous Fire into my automation setup just for additional damage. When you have better damage, eventually you can drop this, or you just use Val RF for, like, rares. But yeah, you can just run automation and Righteous Fire and it'll automatically trigger. We do have 80 fire res. I did that by just slightly moving this entry point to this entry point, and you get 1 extra fire res there. Makes it just a little bit better. So yeah, nice there. And then as far as my tree goes, I've got I'm just picking up more life and a crit reduction down there, and then I've grabbed the multi up here, and then I've got melding and pain attunement. Grab this little nuggets in the middle. These 3 points are pretty okay in the beginning until you get some really good clusters. That's good. I'm actually debating pathing the next 4 points up to Unwavering, just to be stun immune. While my life total is not crazy high, I'm only at 4k. I am using Brian King, so I'll probably just get the stun recovery stuff and the effect to chill, using that, and then using the bleed Relicash. I'll probably get the second one there. When I get the 5 corrupting blood thing, I could probably drop this mastery and swap it for either the Elirez one, so let's be running Elirez maps, or the Wither one. The non-damaging Emblem one's pretty good. It means you can only have 1 poison on you at a time, so I might do that one also. But swapping that mastery is probably what's upcoming here. But let's just showcase what we are doing with the map. But first, I guess, let me do one more thing to talk about. So we're in the stage where I'm valuing helmets now to try to get +2 gems, so my thing's level 20. An alternative to that is, if you don't have a Callum's Heart, Infernal Mantle, you could also just 4-link and Val. The downside being the increased spell damage taken while in low life doesn't apply because we're at Blood Medics, or I was in full life. So this gets us just more damage, which is kind of cool. So yeah, the crit rate works. The ES works for that. Some people like Infernal Mantle, but you have to double corrupt them eventually to make it really worth your while on a 6-link. I think it's just better to use Honor Helm and then eventually a Shaper Elder Helmet. But we're using Infernal Mantle with +3. So if you just get an Infernal Mantle, just 4-link them and Val them, and if it hits any of the +2s the same that Honor Helm would use, it's going to be an extra gem level on top of that. So that's a nice little stopgap, basically. But until then, you just run a rare and try not to get too accustomed to res. I'm using an Immortal Flesh to, like, in a weird way, get myself prepared for if I take this off, I'm no longer res cap, and I take this off and back during res cap. This is like my little 1-2 shuffle, on whatever. Because Immortal Flesh doesn't actually give you that much life regen. It's funny because it's like we have such high percent scaling that once we get more flat life, our percent life goes up, and then this amount that Mortal Flesh gives is just not that good. So either way, let's just do a map to showcase what that's like. I'm working on finishing up any Atlas stuff, and then invitations, but now I'm just kind of focusing on gear because my gems are about to be level. Oh, I have the wrong Atlas tree on. I've got my Bog MF tree on. This might get hairy if 10 ghosts spawn around the boss. Okay, well, this is like a tree that I used to MF at low levels, but now we're in a not low level. We're in a 16 here, so this is going to be way fucking harder, but that's okay. This is life. Either way, what a good showcase. I'm not using a mercenary typically when doing 16s because I don't have a good offensive one, and they just aren't worth the bang for their buck offensively at the moment until I get like a better one. Also, it's kind of pointless until you get one in 16 because they don't scale up at all, right? Their stats stay the same. So, which is annoying. I wish they scaled, but that's another gripe for another time. Now I'm doing tier 16 super delirious. Yeah, it looks good. Where's... Oh, never mind. Where's my end delirium button? Oh, I can't end delirium. Oh, I've got the keystone on. Oh, I've actually thrown now. No. Man, I totally forgot. Okay, hold on. We gotta... This is catastrophic. Forgot I have the keystone on. Hiya. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm just trying to get to the boss. I needed my lighthouse. Jump. Oh, it did spawn the 10 ghosts. That's crazy. I mean, this is actually pointless. Step 1. Change Atlas Tree to not doing 300% more difficult because reasons. Oh, both my maps went fucking 60% reduced. Oh, hi, I'm back from throwing. Okay. Man, the game's so much nicer when it's not insanely scaled up and then delirious, you know? Anyway, the build's feeling really good outside of that weird meme that we just experienced. My gems are starting to hit level 20 here, so we're able to, you know, begin to val things, which is nice. Flip my supports, get some extra power level through that. Clear feels pretty good, though, on tornadoes. I'm a big fan of that. They're moving decently fast, so it's good. Time to up the stakes. Yeah, I've been running this is my Atlas setup tree, so I've got, like, boss spawns, and then, you know, I've got, just drive to destruction for additional Atlas bosses so I can get more Shaper Elder maps and Conch maps, that sort of stuff. Looks like Maven wants to heal them at the moment. But even through that, it's pretty okay. The tornadoes are pretty strong, honestly. Our single target's actually not bad at all. This is obviously a 16. It has a defensive modifier on it, and Maven's healing them, but that's not a big deal. But it feels pretty okay. Tons of room for improvement. Don't forget I'm on a 4-link, which is... The build's intended to be on a 4-link, but I'm on a 4-link with power levels additional that I don't currently possess. Like I'm missing at least 2 gem levels. Another one for corruption, which we could farm out. Not to mention Wrathpith literally triples our damage. But yeah, so my next ports of call for upgrades are getting the uniques I'm missing, i.e. Wrathpith, Calum's Heart. Wrathpith is the damage, Calum's Heart becomes damage eventually. Here's a Merc. They're very spooky in tier 16s, a lot of them. Really only have problems with fighting Bastion and the... Bastion, Sanguinomancer, and the Curse one are the 3 that we have issues with, if anything. But those seem to be the same 3 that people have issues with. I don't really know how to resolve those issues because they seem to just like spawn and one-shot me. But those 3... It's only the Chaos one I'm assuming is just because my res isn't capped. If you have cap Chaos, I can't imagine the Curse one's that lethal. But the Bastion, I have no idea. Like the Tempest Shield seems to just kill me, and then the Sanguinomancer does some form of physical dot that definitely doesn't exist in the game, but seems to also just put like degen that I can't mitigate. It's not bleed, it's not corrupting blood. I'm Faustus gambling currently also for shields. Just like you could also, I guess, be Scour chancing if you really wanted, but it's kind of a waste of resources in SSF, to be honest. So doing either an MF strat like Ghosted Exiles or Gwen or something like Heist, those are definitely much better, which is what I'm going to be doing. For me, it's going to do Ghosted Exiles for a little bit, and then when I want to level more, I'll do Heist, because Heist is safe leveling to high 90s, and then, yeah, that'll be a good way to get some gear up. If you're doing content and you feel a little squishier, like I'm coming close to dying here in 16s, turn off RF, you lose a little bit of damage, but you know, gain back another 1200 life regen, which is pretty safe. So yeah, gem levels and gear upgrades are the big thing for me. And then I think after we get some offensive upgrades, something you could farm out is your Legion for your Jabakwi. I think your Glorious Vanity. That's a pretty huge amount of ES gained. So having it half bypass your ES is really good. You have to just do low. I would just do low level farming for Legion. So I'll probably set up a tree for that. I got 3 trees now, so we are happily in triple tree land, living my best tree life. So I've got one my setup tree, one for my bog MF, and the other one is going to be, yeah, probably for something Legion, maybe to get my quick glorious vanity, and then move on to something else. But that's it. I'm Matt Lighty. Hope you guys have a good day. I'll see you for the 3rd update, and hopefully next video we'll have something new and unique to show you. Okay, bye. If it isn't next day, by the way, it's because I streamed again, and it'll be like 2 days because we're back to normal schedule after launch weekend. So yeah, all right, bye.